There are moments when creation itself holds its breath. When gods return to finish the war, the stars could not end. The world is drowning. On the burning shores of a shattered continent, where cities have been swallowed by the sea, a king stands vigil. This is Rex Magnus, colossal, regal, his molten veins pulsing like magma under blackened scales. His ancient eyes, filled with the wisdom of forgotten ages, rise toward the sky. He can feel her. A low growl escapes him, a rumble that shakes the very foundations of the earth. She returns, and the heavens answer him with a clap of thunder that splits the storm-racked clouds. High above, in the chaos of the stratosphere, she descends. Tiamat, the primordial mother, a being of impossible scale. Her wings span miles, each of her 5 heads glowing with raw elemental fury fire, air, water, earth, and shadow. She is not just a creature. She is a storm given form, a goddess of destruction and creation. Her firehead speaks, its voice the roar of a solar flare. The world trembles once more for its mother. The airhead whispers on the gale-force winds, and the broken king stands to defy her. A sinister hiss follows from the shadow head, cold and ancient. Let him remember why he fell. Her combined roar is a cataclysm, turning the swirling clouds into a vortex of ethereal flame that spirals down toward the planet. Back on the ravaged coastal plain, Rex Magnus lifts his head to the heavens. He answers her call, not with words, but with a roar of his own, a deep, resonant blast of sound that makes mountains tremble and causes fissures to rip open at his feet, spewing lava. And the king answered, not with words, but with the truth of his kind. Power without limit, fury without end. The shockwave of his roar smashes against the hurricane winds of Tiamat's descent. Where they meet, the very air ignites, creating a shimmering curtain of fire that separates the gods on the verge of war. Miles away, in a heavily damaged mountain observatory, two lone humans watch the impossible unfold. Kale and Mira stare at their flickering screens as the ground quakes violently beneath them. They've found each other, Mira says, her voice a mix of awe and terror. This is the convergence. Kale's face is grim, his eyes fixed on the apocalyptic display. If they clash here, the tectonic plates will rip apart. The entire Pacific will fall in on itself. Myra turns to him, her expression desperate. Kale, what are you going to do? Kale shakes his head slowly. We can't stop gods, Mira, but maybe we can change what they fight for. Mira looks confused. You think they can understand you? A grim smile touches Kale's lips. No, but maybe they'll understand the heart. From his pack, he pulls a shard of crystal that pulses with a gentle, internal light. A fragment of the heart of the world. On the shore, the Titans close the distance. Their very presence warps reality. Waves freeze solid in midair from the icy breath of Tiamat's frosthead, only to be instantly boiled into steam by her firehead. Rex Magnus, a walking apocalypse, charges through this chaos undeterred. Tiamat's waterhead sneers, the sound like 1,000 drowning souls. Still defiant, still blind, her earth head adds a grinding, stony voice. This world belongs to the firstborn, not the broken. In response, Rex Magnus unleashes a thunderous roar and lunges, his massive jaws clamping down on one of Tiamat's vast wings. The impact creates a massive explosion of elemental energy, a chaotic storm of fire and ice that flings both titans backward. The force is so immense that mountains on the horizon simply collapse into dust, and the sea itself withdraws, exposing a dead, barren seabed for miles. Deep underground, in a fortified command center, humanity can only watch in horror. Commander Rail stares at a wall of static-filled screens. Satellite feeds gone. The energy spikes are destabilizing the ionosphere. An officer beside him shouts over the alarms. Sir, the sun's magnetic field is fluctuating. The sky is literally tearing apart. Rail clenches his jaw, his knuckles white. Then it's begun. The end war. On the battlefield, the war has reached a new level of ferocity. Rex roars and charges again, slamming his colossal weight into Tiamat's chest. But the 5-headed dragon is ready. She counters, all 5 heads breathing at once. A torrent of fire, a barrage of lightning, a blizzard of ice, a hurricane of wind, and a stream of void black flame. Rex takes the full force of the combined assault. His body glows from the inside out as the molten cracks along his hide spiderweb across his scales, threatening to tear him apart. Their blows could birth continents, or erase them. Each strike is a hymn of destruction written upon the bones of the earth. Refusing to yield, Rex lunges forward, grabbing one of her necks in his jaws. He twists with all his might. Tiamat screams, a sound so powerful it manifests as a physical hurricane exploding outward, vaporizing entire forests in a matter of seconds. High on a nearby mountain ridge, Kale and Myra are thrown to the ground by the shockwave. Myra clings to a damaged console, shouting to be heard over the roaring wind. The energy waves are frying everything, Kale. We have to move. Now, but Kale struggles to his feet, his eyes wide. No, this is our only chance. Look, he points to the horizon, where the sky above the impact zone is now webbed with cracks of glowing blue light spiraling outward. That's the heart reacting to them. The planet's core, it's responding. Mira stares, horrified, or it's dying. Kale's expression is set, determined. Either way, I'm going to it. He sprints towards a rugged all-terrain hovercraft, its engines screaming to life, a defiant cry against the storm of the gods. The battle rages. Tiamat gains the upper hand, slamming Rex into the newly exposed ocean floor with such force that it splits open. Lava bursts forth from the chasm, turning the returning seawater into a massive cloud of steam. Her firehead looms over him, triumphant. Bow, broken one. Your time has passed. But Rex is not broken. His eyes blazing with renewed fury, he claws his way upward and sinks his teeth deep into her shoulder. Tiamat shrieks, and blood like liquid crystal spills into the churning sea. Her shadow head seems to savor the sensation. Pain, a sweet memory of mortality. In retaliation, she strikes him with her colossal tail. The resulting shockwave is a whirlwinder, sending continent-sized tsunamis racing in all directions. Staggering but unbowed, Rex lets out a defiant roar that shakes the heavens. He bites down hard on her lashing tail, yanking her down with him. The sea explodes into a chaotic maelstrom as the two titans are dragged beneath the waves. Simultaneously, in the dark depths of the ocean, Kale pilots his hovercraft into a glowing trench. The blue light he saw from the mountain pulses here like a giant, planetary heartbeat. Mira's voice crackles over his comms, filled with static and panic. Kale, the readings are unstable. You're descending into the core's magnetic layer. Kale grips the controls, his knuckles white. That's exactly where I need to be. The heart is reacting to them, maybe I can channel it. He pushes the craft deeper into the abyss. The pressure hums against the hull, and ancient, glowing runes become visible on the cavern walls around him. He whispers a prayer to the abyss. Ancients, if you ever protected this world, protect it now. Back on the surface, the battle continues with unabated fury. Tiamat rises from the boiling sea, her wings shredded but still vast enough to blot out the sky. She stares down at Rex, who is battered and bleeding, but still unbroken. Her shadow head speaks, its voice echoing with the cold emptiness of the void. You cannot win, child of ash. I am creation itself. Rex Magnus answers with a low, guttural growl, his voice resonating with a newfound power. Creation needs balance. He stomps his foot, and the ground erupts. Glowing fissures of blue energy. The same energy from the planet's core race across the land, channeling power directly into him. Lightning arcs down from the sky, striking his horns. His entire body ignites with a blinding, pure power, and for the first time in eons, the king remembered his purpose. Deep below, Kale reaches his destination. He's in a vast undersea chamber, and at its center is a massive, glowing crystal, the heart of the world. Raw energy flows through the chamber like a living pulse. Myra's frantic voice cuts through the static. Kale, whatever you're doing, do it now. The magnetic field's collapsing. Kale holds up the shard he carries. I'm linking the heart to their life force. If I can anchor it, maybe the planet can contain them both. With a final prayer, he pushes the shard forward. It touches the heart and fuses instantly. A cataclysmic surge of pure blue light erupts from the crystal, blasting up through the ocean. On the battlefield, both titans stop mid-strike. A colossal beam of blue light erupts from the sea between them, piercing the storm clouds and reaching into space. The world itself trembles. Tiamat's airhead whirls around, confused. What sorcery is this? Rex Magnus looks at the light, then at her, his eyes filled with an ancient understanding. Not sorcery, destiny. With a final earth-shattering roar, he lunges not at her but through the beam of light, crashing into Tiamat. Both titans vanish in a blinding, silent explosion of white light. In the undersea chamber, Kale is thrown back by the concussive force. The chamber shakes itself apart, and water floods in. Kale respond. Kale Mira screams over the comms. Kale coughs, his voice weak. I'm here, I think it worked. What did you? Her voice cuts off as the cum explodes in a shower of sparks. High in the stratosphere, the explosion coalesces into a massive, glowing sphere hovering above the planet. Inside, faint shadows can be seen. Rex and Tiamat, locked together in their eternal struggle, frozen mid-battle, their titanic bodies slowly turning to stone. When gods meet, only silence can follow. The storm burns itself away, leaving nothing but memory, and mountains yet to form. The light fades. The ocean collapses inward, quenching the fires on the seabed with a final hiss of steam. And then, for the first time in what feels like an eternity, the planet is quiet. Hours later, at dawn, Kale lies unconscious on a sandy shore that didn't exist yesterday. Mira finds him, dragging him to a sitting position. You did it, she says, her voice choked with relief. They're gone. Kale opens his eyes, his voice a hoarse whisper. No, not gone, sleeping. He slowly lifts a hand, pointing toward the distant horizon. Where the sea had once raged, two new, colossal mountains now rise from the waves. One is shaped like a dragon, its 5 peaks reaching for the sky. The other, like a great horned dinosaur forever facing its rival. The world remembers them, Kale says. It always will. And so, the first war ended not in victory, but in balance. To gods sealed beneath stone, their breath now, the wind, their blood, the rivers that would flow from their peaks. Yet balance is a fragile thing, and deep beneath the crust of the world, the heart still beats, waiting. Thank you so much for joining us for this epic confrontation. If you enjoyed this Battle of Titans, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, follow, and ring the bell so you don't miss episode 8, The Heart of the World. We'll see you next time.